In this video, we're going to look at exponents. So the exponential law that we are going to look at is the one that says that if you have the same bases and those bases are multiplying, you must then add the exponent in order to solve. Right, so let's take a look here. Firstly, I will just remind you what an exponent is, and I'll remind you what a base is. So in your book, you can have something like this. You have a 2 here at the bottom, and floating at the top right corner will be another number, which is 3 in this case, right? So how do we read this? We say it is 2 to the power of 3. So how do you read such numbers or values? You start with what's at the bottom. You say 2 to the power of whatever is there at the top. In this case is a 3. So 2 to the power of 3. I wrote it a bit bigger over there. So we know that the 3 in this case is the power. So let's write down it's the power, or you can just call this the exponent. So it's the power, or you can call it an exponent, right? 2 to the power of 3. And then in this case, the other number, which is at the bottom here, is actually going to be then the base. So this 2, which is at the bottom, is your base. So what am I trying to tell you here? I'm telling you that the number at the bottom is the base, and the number floating there at the top is the exponent. So what is an exponent and a base? I just told you now. Now, what does the exponent actually tell us? Because the exponent tells us something. You need to write down for yourself the exponent. The exponent tells us how many of the bases are timesing each other, let's say multiplying. Let's just write it like that. So the exponent tells us how many of the bases are multiplying. So if I look at this example, I see the exponent is 3. It tells me that I have 3 2's timesing each other. So in other words, 2 to the power of 3 is the same thing as 2 multiply another 2 and multiply another 2. There must be 1, 2, 3 of these 2's. 3 of these bases multiplying each other. So if I have something like 2 to the power of 5, this 5 says that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2's multiplying each other. Now let's get to the exponential law. It says that if these bases of ours are the same and they are multiplying each other, you have to just add the exponent. It's a very simple law, but we'll just see it in practice now. So here we're going to practice a few examples. There's 12 of them. They say examples here. We need to calculate the following, and they tell us to leave our answer in exponential form. So that means that if my answer is 2 to the power of 3, I do not write down what 2 to the power of 3 is. We know 2 to the power of 3 is going to be the value 8. So let's just leave it in exponential form as 2 to the power of 3. Now let's practice the law that we have analyzed there at the top. Now that law, it says that if the bases are the same, so over here I got a 2, another 2, another 2, another 2, another 2. So these bases are the same. And other bases multiplying. So you can see there's a times, there's a times, there's a times, there's a times. So the bases are the same and the bases are multiplying. Now all I have to do is add the exponents. So you must remember now that a number like 2, that's not shown here an exponential value here. So if you don't see the number of the exponent, the value of the exponent, you must know it's 1. If there's no number here at the top, there's 1. 1, 1, 1. So for all these bases here, these 2's, the exponent is 1. So the law says that since the bases are the same and they are multiplying, you just have to add all these exponents together. So you have 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. So we'll be adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones. So that's going to become a base of 2 to the power of 5. And that's how you apply this law. Okay. In this example, we got 3's. They are multiplying each other. So the bases are the same and they are multiplying. I just have to add 1 plus 1 is 2 plus another 1 is 3. 3 plus 2 is going to give us 5. 5 plus 3 is going to give us 8. So this is 3 to the power of 8. And let's just do this one as well. We have 5 times 5. The bases are the same and they are multiplying. It's very important that the base must be multiplying, right? Because otherwise it's not following the rule from the law. So if that is true, then we just have to add the 7 and the 9. And we know that's going to give us 16. Yes. So we have 5 to the power of 16. So now we are understanding the law. So this is 7 times. So instead of writing 7 times 7, you can put the dot today. Say 7 times 7. So we have 7 times 7 times 7 times 7. So we're just going to add the exponents here. So we're going to have 5 plus 10 is 15, plus 2 is 17, plus 1 is 18. So it's 7 to the power of 18. Don't just write down your answer is 18. You must put the base and then put the exponent. Now let's try this one. We have 8 times 8. The bases are the same and they are multiplying. So I just have to add the exponents. So I'm adding 5 plus that other exponent is -1. And if you have done integers now in school, you will know that this is 5. Positive times a negative is a negative. So it's actually 5 minus 1. But remember, this is the law. And when you keep on solving, you actually end up with a 5 minus 1, which is 6. So if I am adding the exponents, it gives me 8 to the power of 6. When you add a 5 with a -1, it gives you 8 to the power of 6. So over here, again, I have a 9 times 9 there. The bases are the same and they're multiplying, so I can add the exponents. The exponents is a -6. I need to add it with a +10. And we know that if you deal with this, the answer will be +4. So this is 9 to the power of 4. Guys, 10 minus 6 is 4. You must know that. But I was adding them according to the law. Then over here, it says same bases, only the 5 and the 5, they have the same bases, and everything is just multiplying here. So technically, the 5 and the 5 are also multiplying, right? So everything is multiplying because you just got times, times, times here. So the 5's can multiply together, and then I can add their exponents. So I will have a 5 to the power of 5, right? 5 to the power of 5. And the 7's are then going to multiply each other. And then when the 7's multiply each other, I add the exponent. It's going to give me 7 to the power of 7. Let's go over to the next question here. In this question, we got the 2's are multiplying each other. We just want to add the exponents of the 2's. So 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 10 is 17. So this is 2 to the power of 17. Then over here, we have the 3's multiplying each other. So this becomes then times 3 to the power of 9 plus 5 is going to give us 14. So it's 3 to the power of 14. So remember what the exponential law says. It says that only the bases that are the same, that are multiplying, right? You can add the exponents. So I won't multiply these two because they are not the same bases. We are learning about exponential laws here. Now, what if your bases are no longer numbers and they are letters? we are not afraid. X to the power of 1. The exponent is 1 there. X to the power of 1. 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 Whether it's a letter, whether it's a number, we still use the exponential law as we are supposed to. So because the bases, remember, the x's, the numbers at the bottom, the x's in this case are the bases, and they are multiplying each other, so I just have to add the exponent. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is x to the power of 5. And then over here, we have a x to the power of 2 times x to the power of 3. We have to add these two. It gives us 5. We have to add the 1. It gives us 6. We have to add the 5. It gives us 11. So this is x to the power of 11. Then over here, we have that still the bases of x's are the same and they are multiplying each other, so we just have to add those two. So this is x to the power of 4 whilst they multiply the y's, and the y's multiply each other as well. So we have a y to the power of 2 plus times a y to the power of 4. So I just have to add those exponents and I get y to the power of 6. And then over here, we have a x. These x's are timesing each other. I just have to add these exponents. So I'm adding 8 plus the negative 10. 8 plus the negative 10 is going to be 8 minus 10, because a positive times a negative is a minus. And then 8 minus 10 will give us a base of x and an exponent of minus 2, because 8 minus 10 is minus 2 times. Then over here, I have a y. Remember, this is a 5 plus a minus 20, and this becomes a 5. Positive times a negative is a negative 20, and 5 minus 20 is minus 15. So we get y to the power of minus 15. So that's how the exponential law works. And over here, just notice that these answers are negative here. You have negative exponents. Your answers have negative exponents. And in the future, we will learn what to do with those negative exponents. But that's it for this video. I will see you in the next one.